What happens when royalty walks onto a morning talk show expecting special treatment and gets a reality check instead? In just 39 seconds, one outrageous comment from Prince Harry would turn a friendly interview into the most explosive television moment of the year. This is the story of how Britain's beloved morning host, Lorraine Kelly, stood her ground against entitlement gone wild. It started like any other morning. The cameras were rolling, the lights were bright, and Lorraine Kelly sat in her signature chair, ready to welcome her guest. Prince Harry walked onto the set with confidence, wearing a casual blazer and an expression that suggested he was doing everyone a favor, just by being there. Lorraine stood up to greet him with her warm smile, the one that had welcomed hundreds of guests over the years. "Prince Harry, welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you here." Harry gave a brief nod, barely making eye contact as he sat down. He adjusted his jacket and looked around the studio like he was inspecting it. "Thank you for having me," he said, though his tone suggested otherwise. Lorraine settled into her chair, her notes ready. "Now, I know you've been working on several charitable projects lately. Let's talk about those, shall we?" Harry shifted in his seat. "Actually, I'd rather talk about something else." Lorraine's smile remained, professional as always. "Oh, what would you like to discuss?" "I think," Harry began, leaning back in his chair, "that we should address the way the media has treated me over the years. That's the real story here." Lorraine nodded gently. "I understand that's important to you, and we can certainly touch on that. But our viewers were really looking forward to hearing about your charity work. You've done some wonderful things." Harry waved his hand dismissively. "The charity work speaks for itself. What doesn't speak for itself is the constant invasion of privacy, the lies, the manipulation." "I hear you," Lorraine said, her voice calm and steady. "But this is a morning show, and our audience tunes in for uplifting conversations. Perhaps we can find a balance." Harry's jaw tightened. "A balance? Do you know what it's like to have your entire life scrutinized?" Lorraine kept her composure. "I can only imagine it's difficult, but many of our viewers face their own challenges too. They'd love to hear how you're making a positive difference." "That's exactly the problem," Harry said, his voice rising slightly. "Everyone wants to talk about the positive, glossy stuff. Nobody wants to hear the truth." "The truth is important," Lorraine agreed, "but there's a time and place. This is a live morning show with families watching." Harry laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Families watching. Right. Families who consume every tabloid story about me without question." Lorraine's expression remained kind, but firm. "Harry, I've been doing this for a very long time. My viewers are intelligent. People who deserve respect. Just as you deserve respect." "Respect?" Harry leaned forward. "You want to talk about respect? Where was the respect when photographers followed me everywhere? Where was the respect when papers printed lies about my family?" "I'm not a tabloid journalist," Lorraine said quietly. "I'm a talk show host who invited you here for a conversation. A conversation you agreed to." Harry's face flushed. "I agreed to this because I thought you'd be different. I thought you'd actually care about the real issues." "I do care," Lorraine replied, "but I also care about my audience and what they need on a Thursday morning. And right now, you're turning this into something it doesn't need to be." "Maybe it needs to be exactly this," Harry shot back. "Maybe people need to see how frustrated I am." Lorraine took a breath. "Being frustrated is valid, but taking it out on me and this show isn't fair. I'm not your enemy." "Aren't you, though?" Harry's voice had an edge. "Now, you're part of the media. You're all the same." The studio had gone quiet. The crew members glanced at each other nervously. Lorraine's eyes stayed steady on Harry. "I think you know that's not true. I've spent decades treating every guest with dignity, regardless of who they are. I've never ambushed anyone, never twisted anyone's words." "Well, congratulations," Harry said sarcastically. You want a medal for doing the bare minimum? I want to have a respectful conversation, Lorraine said. That's all I've ever wanted. Harry stood up suddenly, startling everyone. You know what? I don't think you understand what it's like to be in my position at all. Lorraine remained seated, her voice even. You're right, I don't. But I do understand what it's like to work hard, to respect people, and to expect the same in return. This is ridiculous, Harry muttered, pulling off his microphone pack. Harry, please sit down, Lorraine said. We can work through this. Work? Through what? Harry snapped. The fact that you want me to play along and smile and pretend everything's fine? That's not who I am anymore. I'm not asking you to pretend, Lorraine said calmly. I'm asking you to have a conversation, like an adult. Harry's eyes widened. Like an adult? You're lecturing me about being an adult? I'm suggesting that we both deserve better than this, Lorraine replied. Your behavior right now isn't helping anyone, least of all yourself. Harry pointed at her. Don't tell me what helps me. You don't know anything about me. I know you're angry, Lorraine said. I know you feel hurt. But I'm not the person who hurt you, and neither are the people watching at home. They're watching because they want drama, Harry said bitterly. Well, here's your drama. Lorraine shook her head slowly. That's not why they watch. They watch because they want connection, hope, maybe a laugh or two. They don't watch to see someone have a breakdown on live television. A breakdown? Harry's voice rose sharply. This isn't a breakdown. This is me being honest for once. Honesty is wonderful, Lorraine said, but so is kindness. So is remembering that there's a person sitting across from you who's only tried to be welcoming. Harry paced a few steps. You just don't get it. Help me get it then, Lorraine offered. Sit down, take a breath, and let's actually talk. I don't want to sit down, Harry said. I don't want to be here at all. Then why did you come? Lorraine asked simply. Harry stopped pacing. He looked at her, and for a moment, something flickered across his face. Uncertainty, maybe. But it vanished quickly. I came because I thought you'd be different, he repeated. I am different, Lorraine said. I'm someone who's giving you every chance to make this work, but you have to meet me halfway. Harry laughed again, that same hollow sound. Halfway. Everything's always about compromise with you people, isn't it? It's about respect, Lorraine corrected. Mutual respect. I've shown you respect, Harry insisted. Lorraine's eyebrows raised slightly. Have you? Because from where I'm sitting, you've dismissed me, insulted me, and accused me of things I haven't done. I'm just being real, Harry said defensively. Being real doesn't mean being rude, Lorraine replied. You can be honest without being hurtful. Harry threw his hands up. There it is again. Everyone wants me to be polite and proper and perfect. I'm sick of it. Nobody's asking you to be perfect, Lorraine said. Just decent. There's a difference. Decent, Harry repeated mockingly. Like you? Yes, like me, Lorraine said without hesitation. I try to be decent to everyone who comes on this show. I try to create a space where people feel heard and valued. You're making that impossible right now. Harry's face darkened. Maybe your space isn't as welcoming as you think it is. My space is exactly what you make of it, Lorraine said. And right now, you're choosing to make it hostile. I'm choosing? Harry's voice pitched higher. You're the one attacking me. I haven't attacked you once, Lorraine said firmly. I've asked you questions. I've listened. I've tried to redirect when things got heated. That's not an attack. That's me doing my job. Your job, Harry scoffed. Your job is to make me look good for your ratings. Lorraine's expression hardened slightly. My job is to have genuine conversations with people. Sometimes those conversations are easy. Sometimes they're challenging. But they're always meant to be respectful on both sides. Well, maybe I don't care about your version of respect, Harry said. The words hung in the air like smoke. Lorraine took a long breath. When she spoke again, her voice was quieter, but somehow stronger. Then I think we have a problem. Finally, something we agree on, Harry said. Harry, I've been very patient with you, Lorraine began. Patient? Harry interrupted. You've been condescending. I've been professional, Lorraine corrected, and I've tried to salvage this interview despite your best efforts to derail it. Salvage it? Harry's laugh was bitter. There's nothing to salvage. This was a mistake from the start. It didn't have to be, Lorraine said sadly. You could have come here, shared your story, connected with people. Instead, you've chosen to lash out. I'm not lashing out, Harry protested. You are, Lorraine said simply. And I think you know it. Harry grabbed his jacket from the back of the chair. I don't have to listen to this. No, you don't, Lorraine agreed. You're free to leave whenever you want. But before you do, maybe ask yourself what you're really angry about. Because I don't think it's me. Harry froze for a moment. His hand gripped the jacket tightly. You know what your problem is, he said, turning back to face her. You think you're better than everyone else. You sit there with your kind smile and your gentle voice, and you judge people. I don't judge people, Lorraine said. I observe behavior. And your behavior today has been concerning. Concerning, Harry repeated. That's a nice way of saying you think I'm out of control. I think you're upset, Lorraine said. I think you came here with a lot of pain and anger, and instead of channeling it productively, you're directing it at the nearest target, which happens to be me. Harry's jaw clenched. You don't know anything about my pain. You're right, I don't, Lorraine acknowledged. But I do know that taking it out on others won't make it go away. Stop trying to therapize me, Harry snapped. I'm not, Lorraine said. I'm just being honest with you. The same honesty you claim to value so much. Harry looked away. This is pointless. It doesn't have to be, Lorraine said one more time. You can still sit down. We can still have a real conversation. A real conversation, Harry said slowly. You mean the one where I say what you want me to say? I mean one where we both listen and both speak truthfully, Lorraine said. Is that really so impossible? Harry shook his head. For someone like you? Yes. Someone like me, Lorraine repeated. And what kind of person am I, Harry? You're the kind who pretends to care, but really just wants a good show, Harry said. Lorraine's eyes flashed. Just for a second. That's unfair, and you know it. Is it? Harry challenged. Yes, Lorraine said firmly. Because if all I wanted was a good show, I would have let you continue this tantrum without saying a word. I would have let you embarrass yourself completely. Instead, I've tried repeatedly to help you, to guide this conversation somewhere meaningful, but you keep refusing. I don't need your help, Harry said. Everyone needs help sometimes, Lorraine replied. There's no shame in that. I didn't come here for a lecture, Harry said, and I didn't. Invite you here to be disrespected in my own studio, Lorraine countered. Yet here we are. Harry's face flushed again. You really think you're something special, don't you? I think I deserve basic courtesy, Lorraine said. The same courtesy I've extended to you despite everything. Despite everything, Harry mocked. You make it sound like I've committed a crime. You've been rude, dismissive, and hostile, Lorraine listed calmly. On live television. To someone who invited you into her space with nothing but good intentions. Good intentions, Harry muttered. Everyone always has good intentions. Maybe because most people are actually trying to do good, Lorraine suggested. Have you considered that? I've considered that people say one thing and do another, Harry said. And have I done that? Lorraine asked directly. Have I said one thing and done another today? Harry hesitated, just for a moment. You're twisting things around, he finally said. I'm asking a straightforward question, Lorraine said. Have I been dishonest with you in any way? You're being dishonest right now by pretending this is a normal interview, Harry said. It was meant to be, Lorraine said. You're the one who made it abnormal. There you go again, Harry said. Blaming me for everything. I'm not blaming you for everything, Lorraine said patiently. I'm holding you accountable for your choices in this moment. That's different. Accountable, Harry laughed. Who are you to hold me accountable? I'm the host of this show, Lorraine said quietly. And in this space, I set the standards for how people treat each other. Harry's eyes narrowed. Is that a threat? It's a fact, Lorraine said. And the fact is, if you continue speaking to me this way, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. The studio went even quieter somehow. Every eye was on Harry. You're going to kick me out? Harry said incredulously. Do you know who I am? Lorraine's expression didn't change. I know exactly who you are. And I also know that nobody, regardless of their title or status, gets to treat people poorly on this show. Not even you. Harry stared at her. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious, Lorraine said. I've given you multiple opportunities to correct course. You've ignored all of them. This is unbelievable, Harry said, shaking his head. Absolutely unbelievable. What's unbelievable is that you seem genuinely shocked that actions have consequences, Lorraine said. Actions have consequences, Harry repeated. You sound like a school teacher. Maybe you need a reminder of some basic lessons, Lorraine said, like how to treat people with kindness, how to take responsibility for your words, how to recognize when you're in the wrong. I'm not in the wrong, Harry insisted. Then why is everyone in this studio looking at you like you are? Lorraine asked. Harry glanced around. The crew members quickly looked away. They work for you, Harry said. Of course they're on your side. They're not on anyone's side, Lorraine said. They're professionals who are watching one person behave professionally and another person behave like a child. Harry's face went red. Did you just call me a child? I said you're behaving like one, Lorraine clarified. There's a difference. That's the same thing, Harry argued. No, it's not, Lorraine said. One is about who you are. The other is about what you're choosing to do right now. You can always choose differently. I don't want to choose differently, Harry said stubbornly. Then I'm afraid we're done here, Lorraine said. Harry blinked. What? We're done, Lorraine repeated. This interview is over. You can't just end it, Harry said. I can, and I am, Lorraine said. She looked directly at the camera. I apologize to our viewers for this disruption. We'll be taking a short break and returning with our next segment. Don't you dare cut to commercial, Harry said. Lorraine ignored him, gesturing to her producer. I'm serious, Harry said, his voice rising. Don't you dare. Harry, you need to leave now, Lorraine said, standing up. I'm not going anywhere until I say what I came to say, Harry declared. You've said plenty, Lorraine replied, and none of it was what you came to say. You came to talk about charity and ended up showing everyone exactly the opposite of charitable behavior. Harry pointed at her again. You set me up. I did no such thing, Lorraine said. I asked simple questions, and you responded with hostility. That's on you, not me. Everything is always on me, Harry said. That's the story, isn't it? Poor Lorraine, attacked by the terrible prince. The story is that a guest came onto a show and couldn't manage basic respect, Lorraine said. That's not a narrative I created. That's just what happened. You're loving this, Harry accused. You're loving every second of making me look bad. I'm not making you look bad, Lorraine said. You're doing that entirely on your own. Harry stepped closer. Not threateningly, but enough that the crew tensed. Harry, I need you to step back and leave the set, Lorraine said firmly. Or what? Harry challenged. Or I'll have security escort you out, Lorraine said without hesitation. You wouldn't dare, Harry said. Lorraine raised her hand, and 2 security personnel appeared from the wings. Harry's eyes widened. This is insane. You're insane. I'm protecting my show and my team, Lorraine said. Something I should have done sooner. Your show, Harry spat. Your precious show. That's all you care about. I care about a lot of things, Lorraine said. I care about honesty, kindness, and dignity. 3 things you've shown a complete lack of today. The security guards stood nearby, waiting. Fine, Harry said suddenly. Fine, I'll leave. But everyone watching needs to know what kind of person you really are. They already know what kind of person I am, Lorraine said calmly. I've been doing this for years. They've seen me at my best and my worst. They know I'm fair, I'm honest, and I don't tolerate disrespect. What they're learning today is what kind of person you are when things don't go your way. Harry grabbed his jacket and started walking toward the exit. Harry, Lorraine called after him. He stopped but didn't turn around. I hope you find whatever peace you're looking for, Lorraine said. I genuinely do. But you won't find it by treating people the way you've treated me today. Harry stood there for a long moment. His shoulders were tense, his breathing heavy. Then, without a word, he walked off the set. The studio remained silent for several seconds after he disappeared. Lorraine sat back down in her chair. She smoothed her skirt, took a breath, and looked at the camera. Well, she said, with a small, sad smile, that wasn't quite what we had planned. But I think there's something important we can all take from this. No matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, kindness matters. Respect matters. And when we forget that, we lose something essential about our humanity. She paused, collecting herself. We're going to take that break now, she continued. When we come back, we have a wonderful chef who's going to show us how to make the perfect comfort food for these cold winter days. Something we could all use a little bit of right now. The camera pulled back slowly, showing Lorraine sitting alone on the set, where moments before there had been so much tension and conflict. She maintained her composure until the red light went off. Then she let out a long, shaky breath. The crew began moving immediately, resetting for the next segment. A makeup artist approached to check Lorraine's appearance. A producer came over with water. You okay? The producer asked quietly. Lorraine nodded. I'm fine. Just disappointed. You know, I really thought we could have a good conversation. You gave him every chance, the producer said. I know, Lorraine replied. But it still feels awful when someone chooses anger over connection. You handled it perfectly, the makeup artist said, touching up Lorraine's powder. Seriously, you were amazing. Lorraine managed a genuine smile. Thank you. That means a lot. In the control room, the director was already reviewing the footage, making sure everything had been captured properly. The social media team was preparing statements. Legal was standing by, in case they were needed. But on the set, Lorraine just sat quietly for a moment, processing what had happened. She thought about all the interviews she'd done over the years. The happy ones, the sad ones, the surprising ones. She'd talked to celebrities and regular people, to heroes and troublemakers. She'd navigated difficult conversations before. But this one felt different. This one felt personal in a way. That bothered her. Not because Harry had been rude. She'd dealt with rude guests before, but because she'd seen something in his eyes. Underneath all that anger, she'd seen pain. Real, deep pain. And she wished, more than anything, that he'd been willing to talk about that instead of lashing out. 2 minutes to air, someone called out. Lorraine straightened her spine, checked her notes for the next segment, and prepared to go back on camera. Because that's what she did. That's who she was. No matter what happened, no matter who walked off or who stayed, she showed up for her viewers. She gave them warmth, honesty, and a safe place to start their day. Today had been difficult, but tomorrow would be better. It always was. The red light came back on. Lorraine smiled at the camera, genuine and warm. "Welcome back," she said. "Now, let's talk about something that brings us all together. Food." And just like that, the show continued. Because life goes on, even after the most dramatic moments. Even after someone walks away, the show, and Lorraine Kelly, always goes on.